But y'all give it up for our first RVA Has Talent artist in the jail. Y'all get it for Ricky. Named Ricky. Named Ricky Roberts. In 2003, I started in 2003, I had a family member who died, and I went and got a T-shirt made in his honor. And on the T-shirt, I had above his picture, I had Fallen Soldier. And on the backside, I had Gone But Not Forgotten. And in 2009, I started my own business, which was Fallen Soldier. And with that, we have families in need. And we also have a crisis hotline and counseling that help families who lost a loved one, pardon me. That's that, John. I tried to picture y'all niggas, man. That's the wrong look. Let me turn my back. And what with that organization, we have families in need, and we also got a hotline where we have families who have lost a loved one. And last year alone, we have over 30 people, over 30 families. And so named Ricky. Hey, Ricky. I'm gonna do comedy. When I got locked up, I was 360 pounds. I lost a lot of weight, man. But I didn't do it on my own. I like to thank my staff of experts, which is the Richmond City Jail, the kitchen staff. Without them, none of this would be because of them, I lost over 80 pounds. Small portions really does work. But on the street, man, I tried to lose weight on the street. That jump was hard, man. It's hard to lose weight, man. I tried it on the street. One time I tried to lose weight. I called myself going on a diet. So I went to McDonald's and I ordered 2 Big Macs, 2 quarter pounders, 2 filet of fish, and 2 fries, and the diet Coke. And people ask me why I ordered Diet Coke, so I say, yeah, you're right. Make that 2 Diet Coke. So I got a lot of memories as far as being on the street, man. One time it got so bad for me to where I couldn't even tie my shoes, man. I had to lay on the bed and let my wife tie my shoes, put my shoes on for me. So one time we got in an argument, man, I called myself doing it myself. So I went to put on my clothes. I said, let me get out here before things get a little out of hand. Put on my clothes, went to tie my shoes. Next thing I know, I woke up in the hospital. I had IVs everywhere, man. The doctor said, oh, just lay there, man. Just lay there. I don't think you need to get up. Now they had me under 24 hours surveillance. They thought I tried to commit suicide. But I was too ashamed to tell them, man. I mean, it wasn't that, man. I just tried to tie my shoe. But I learned the valuable lessons. As you can see, I no longer wear shoes that were shoestrings. I got claustrophobia for that, man. I mean, it's kind of hard, man. Being a big guy, man. Hey. But also I got a couple of incidents that happened prior to me being incarcerated. I was riding with a friend of mine. I had just came home. I was riding with a friend of mine, and I'm thinking everything was all right. We were just riding. So he told me the police behind us. So I'm like, all right, okay, that's fine. All right. What's the problem? So he was like, man, I don't have no license, so I'm dirty. So I'm like, oh man, I'm not trying to go back to jail. So we get pulled, and when we get pulled, the police officer on this side, and there's one on my side. So I'm like, man, Oh man, I don't know what to do. I'm not going to jail. So the police asked him for his license. He told them, look, man, I don't even have my license, man. So he gave me his ID. So they asked me for my ID. So I gave him my ID. So they go around the side. I see them looking at me. So I was like, oh man, I mean, I don't have no warrants on me. I don't know what's going on. So the police approach the driver's side. So they looking at me. So they like, what's wrong, sir? So I'm biting my nails. I pull out a cigarette. I start smoking a cigarette. So I'm like, man. So he like, you all right, sir? You look nervous. So I'm like, no, sir, I'm all right. So he looking at me. I start leaning towards the door. So he was like, don't do it. Keep in mind, I'm 360 pounds. I used to play a lot of sports, and sometimes, man, people think that they still got it when they really don't have it. And I started looking at the door, and he telling me, don't do it, please don't do it. I jump out the car and I take off running. And I had him at least about 3 blocks. I don't see nobody behind me, all I hear is a whole lot of laughing. I'm like, okay. So I run out of gas. I had to catch myself. It felt like I was ready to pass out. So I'm catching my breath. So needless to say, the police arrested me. And when they arrested me, I thought I was at least 3 blocks. But man, it wasn't nothing but 25 feet away from the police. And on the last incident, man, I got locked. I was riding my scooter. And now that time. I was riding my scooter and I rode the scooter, I don't know how many times up and down the street, doing probably like 80 miles, 100 miles, and everything was fine. But one particular day, I was just cruising, doing 35 miles an hour on the scooter, and I hit a pothole. And I flipped over the scooter, and I landed on my head. 300 pounds, that's a lot of weight to be laying on your head. I mean, even to just flip over anything, just to fall on the floor, 300 pounds is a lot. So I'm laying on the ground, and while I'm laying on the ground, the scooter came tumbling on, and it landed on my chest. So that joint hurt real bad. But when I went to the hospital, my friend that was there with me, he asked me, he said, now, I know you hurt. He said, I know you're in pain right now. But he said, have you ever thought about what that poor scooter was feeling like when you go? So I started thinking. So I said, okay, all right. So I thought about it, and this is the scooter. That was my version of what happened, and this is the scooter version. Get them off me. Get them off me. So, every day while I'm riding this scooter, pothole scene. So the pothole was like, what's wrong, Mr. Scooter? Why are you crying? He said, oh, there's too much weight, it's killing me. So he said, okay, I can see that. All right, I'll tell you what I do. Come back in 30 minutes, and I'll take care of that problem for you. So he said, okay. So 30 minutes later, I get a call. I don't know, I think it might be a whole 7. So I get the call. So I'm riding back through that area, and I hit the pothole. And when I hit the pothole, when I was tumbling off the scooter was getting its get back. And I think it was all set up. That's my time, I'm gone. Thank you.